Well, hello. What's happening, everybody? I'm at Pruitt. This is my little creator office hours. I'm totally doing it impromptu because I just don't know if it was going to happen on Friday like it normally would, because there's other stuff going on. So, hey, what's happening? Looks like Denny is here in the chat. So, hey, Denny, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Everybody that's watching live, please do me a favor and hit like and hit subscribe right here on your favorite YouTube page. I'd really appreciate that. Yep, I remember the chicken head. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here, and appreciate you hitting like and subscribe right now so YouTube can do its magic and wonderful stuff for this here content creator office hours. Yeah, I normally do these joints on Fridays. Like I think I normally do it like Fridays 10 a.m. my time, because it just works best in my schedule, and allow people to pop in here and just ask some questions, be it about photography, be it about video, be it about social media, be it random shit. Because yes, we do talk some random shit from time to time. Products, what have you. If I have an answer, I'll answer it. And if I don't have the answer, I'll say, I don't know. Last week we talked about DJI's new drone, the Avata 2. Since I've gotten the daggum thing, my schedule has gone just barely been able to touch it. And then in the meantime, I got something else. Let me see. Actually, no, that's okay. I won't get up and get it. But I got the Insta360 X4 camera. I started playing with that yesterday, but I've had it just as long as I had that drone. Just as soon as I've had the stuff, I haven't had the time to play with it. So shot a little bit with it today. I'm not real thrilled with it, so I need to spend some more time. Hopefully over the next couple of days, I'll spend some time with the DJI X4. As a matter of fact, if you're in the chat, I will just put a URL in here, a link, because my man, Mr. Carey, over on ZDNet, he talked about some of the ins and outs, and what to expect from it and so forth. And he even used my little funny looking photo in it. So let me see. It's the Insta360 search. Well, their search is going slow, so never mind. In the chat there, thank you for this question, Chicken Head. Denny says, how are you navigating the drone? Those are tough things to learn. Well, I'm used to flying drones, and the stick that comes with it is I think they call it the Remote 3, or I can't remember what it's called, but they have a special name for this particular remote control. And it's not your typical drone remote control. It's literally got some accelerometers and stuff in it, and you move it like this and that, and it's got a thumbstick on it and so forth. It feels good in the hands, but it's not for me as far as a pilot. I think it's definitely geared more towards beginners, because it just sort of it does feel somewhat natural to, if I move the controller this way in space, it's going to go that way in space. Me, I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. So they have the other standard controller that you can use. That's, the typical two sticks, one on the left, one on the right, one for altitude and one for yaw and rotation, so on and so forth. And it's pretty fun to fly, and it's fast. I think it goes right at about 25 mile an hour, somewhere like that. It'll scoot. But yeah, maybe I'll get some time to play with that more too this week. We shall see. ZDNet's page got slow. Ooh, let's try that again. Insta360. There it is. All right, so let's see. Share screen. Right. Put that there, and then we hit this button right here. There. So that's it there. And it is a pretty nice piece of hardware. It is not cheap. I think it clocks in at like $500. Yeah, launch it today for $499. And it's meant to address some of the previous issues. I can't remember much on the X3, but what I did like about Insta360 and their software is just how good it does with stabilizing footage. You know, at one point in time, I thought GoPro knocked it out the park with stabilization, but what Insta360 did is just, it can't be touched. So that's a preview of that. I'll put the link to this here in the chat and in the show descriptions for y'all to go check that out and show my man Carrie some love over there at ZDNet. There it is. Let's see. Chicken Head says, they seem to have changed since my son had a little toy one years ago. Now they have GPS and other helpful settings. So, all right, about that. All right, there's some good and bad when it comes to that GPS stuff, because depending on the drone that you have and the software it's running, there are times I've seen it where if the software can't quite talk to the GPS, it locks up and you lose control and it'll just automatically land regardless of where it is, whether it's over the top of a house, whether it's over the top of a river. It's going down. Just like, I lost GPS connection. Boom, I'm done. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it, on the positive side of things, is that GPS does help with guiding you along to a certain extent. You know, because if you totally turn off GPS, it basically puts you, if you think about it as like flying an airplane. When a pilot is in autopilot, it's the aircraft has a certain bit of attitude and behavior to it when it's in autopilot. And the second they flip autopilot off, if you ever watch a in-flight camera, when they flip that autopilot off, you immediately see the horizon like shift, just like immediately. You know, it's not, you don't feel a rough ride or anything, but it definitely takes some control away. Some stabilization away when you get out of the GPS lock on these drones. So if you're not experienced, yeah, you'll have some drift and stuff like that, and you need to know how to counteract it. But the GPS does make it easier for some folks, but on the negative side of things, some software just don't quite cut it. But DJI does a good job. And I know DJI is Chinese and everybody is freaking scared and freaking out about Chinese software and all that bullshit. Whatever, man. There's so much worse happening right here in the United States. So much worse. Oh, anyway, I'm not getting on that rant. But yeah, feel free to ask any other questions here in the chat. Thank you for that, Chicken Head. That's good questions there. Whether it be about drones, whether it be gear, stuff that you're working on. If you got some questions about that, fire away here in the chat. Hit the like button, hit the share button, all that good stuff. And in the meantime, I'm going to flip my screen over to Premiere Pro, because I was working on the podcast. I recorded it early because I can't record it tomorrow like we normally would. Just can't. Got shit going on. It's everyday shit, you know? So what I'm going to do, and I should probably turn some stuff off running in the background to make sure this stream is nice and clean for all you folk out there. So let me go ahead and just flip to Premiere Pro here. And what I got is I've already imported my footage from last night's recording. Where is it? Yeah, this is it here. You know, I was live streaming, and I always live stream the recording. And then when I'm done, I bring it in here and just do my thing. So it's already there. And I'm looking at this waveform now. Boy, my mic was hot. Whew, it was hot. But fortunately, I don't necessarily use that audio unless I have to. I use my backup audio, which is right there. So, all right. So I'm going to pop over here, grab my other audio, and make sure I modify it because it has all of those channels. I don't need all of those channels. Since it's just me, I only need me. I am on channel 3. And I did play some audio from my computer, so I need channel 5. Don't need any of those other ones, so let's just do 2 clips. Clip 1, it's got me. Clip 2's got the computer. Do it in mono. There's no reason doing this shit in stereo. Just makes no sense. Then I just hit OK. And that gives me my new audio to bring into this timeline, which for some reason is populating over this other piece. I need to move that. And I see that someone else has popped in the chat there. Let me see what that question is. What is wrong, Premiere? What the hell is wrong with you? You never doing this. You normally just pop right up to that line, to that track. As usual, there's always something. It's never simple. Okay, anyway. Tommy Henderson is in here. Hey, Tommy, good to see you. Tommy says, hey, did you see the new AI stuff in Adobe Premiere? Yeah, I did. I saw the news about it, about having generative AI in like generative fill and stuff. But I couldn't dive into it because I've been on set for the last 2 days. And I couldn't really dig into it. I haven't had any freaking internet access on set. So I saw it like as I was getting out of my car that one morning, and that was it. So I really do want to see more about it, and I'm sure Jason Levine has some thoughts on it. But I bet it's pretty cool. You know, Adobe's AI stuff is pretty doggone sharp. Again, I still think DaVinci Resolve is catching up quickly with a lot of features. So, and it's a different price point too. But it's nice seeing that we got good options out there. You know, I use Premiere to do the show most of the time. I use Premiere to edit the podcast. But I can use DaVinci Resolve. It just depends on, you know, the mood, I guess. But right now I have templates in place to edit the podcast, and I literally just pop in here into this template, drop the footage in, do save as, and it saves as the episode number just in case I need to come back. So that's just my workflow. So now that I got my footage in here and I got my secondary audio in here, I'm going to highlight everything, and then I'm going to say synchronize right there. Let's get everything lined up, which should be easy because I always do a clap at the beginning of the recording. Well, this should be a lot quicker than this. Why y'all making this slow today? What y'all do to my computer to make it slow? Is this a prank? Any day now. And see, if I was editing this video, I would fast forward or do some type of wipe over it. I've never seen it go this slow though. That's bizarre. So now I'm a little nervous. There it goes. All right, it's done now. All right. So it's lined up pretty good. And ideally, I just go ahead and mute these tracks because I'm not going to use them. I just basically have them in here to line up the quote good audio. But even with this quote good audio, I still need to fix it. So let me go ahead and trim this up to match with the video timeline. So just trim it there. Good to go. And the end is already good to go. So, all right. Now, next thing I do is I separate these out. So I'll just hit this little unlink button. So when I click on the the audio now, it's just one track at a time. Still don't know why I can't freaking move this track up, but I'll figure that out in a minute. I don't know why that is. It's like it's locked down. Maybe if I just add a track here. Let's do that. Add a track. Because it's probably something wrong with my template. Nope, that didn't work either. Wow. What the heck is wrong with my template? It's adding a track, but I'm not sure where it's adding the track. So I'm just going to undo all that. Mercy, mercy me. All right, so we will work on this right here, right click, and I'm going to open it up in Adobe Audition. Exactly, taking it. It's always freaking live demos. So I'm just going to open this up in Audition because that's Adobe's audio editing software. And it's going to think. And there we have it. Good. Simple mono file, not stereo. First things I always do is I always do my amplitude statistics just because I'm curious to see how loud it is. If I were to glance at this, I'm assuming I might be around minus 20 LUFS. So we'll hit scan. It's a little better. It's minus 18 LUFS. That's pretty good. Ideally, you want to try to get around minus 16, minus 17, but minus 18 is about the limit when it comes to when you distribute this out to YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all of that stuff. So if you can get around minus 16, you're perfect, dead on. If you get around minus 17, it's okay too, because they'll add a little gain, 1 decibel of gain. So I'll worry about the loudness momentarily. So we'll hit this files option and I'm going to drag it down like so. And you see this is a match loudness tab. And if I move my little window down so you can see, let's do that. What we're working with there. There we go. All right, so now I'm in this match loudness tab and this first preset says target loudness minus 16 LUFS. So I'm just going to run that and it's going to have something very weird happen. Like if you look at these, look at this waveform, it's got nice little transients. Everything just sort of falls off, but I got a hunch it's going to try to clip them. Hit run because it's got to give it at least 2 dB. Yep, there it is. See, it clipped them. And if I play it back, it probably sounds okay. Let me see what my audio setting says. Default output mix pre. Okay, so let's see what it sounds like. Time we sit down and get on the mics and do our thing here in this. Well, it's not horrible. It ain't great, but it's not horrible. So let's fix this up. First thing I like to do is some noise reduction. And when you look down here in this spectral display, the noise is usually down here in this purple area. It's down below the 1K frequencies here. And it's usually this purple and that red. And I have a filter already built. So I just go to Effects, Noise Reduction and Restoration, Denoise. And it's already defaulting to 25% on the noise reduction. And if you pay attention to, like I said, anywhere around 2K and 1K, you'll notice the color change. It should start to turn more black the way it is over here at the beginning of the waveform. But if you look over here, this got some purple and magenta and stuff in there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. And there we go. See, it started to turn black. That's good. And the main thing is you don't want to do too much noise reduction because sometimes you lose a little bit of your low end of your voice, you know, so it'll start to sound a little hollow. And now let's give this thing some compression, meaning we're going to lift up the quiet parts and bring down the loud parts. And I use the old school compressor. So I just go to Effects, Amplitude and Compression, Tube. And in my experience, setting it to minus 20 decibels, threshold. Woo, one gnat tried to fly in my eye. And set the output gain. That's really high. I must have had something wrong on the previous file. Usually I add about 4 output gain, because when you're compressing, it's going to make it a little quieter. And the compression ratio is usually just 2-to-1. And then 10 milliseconds, 100 milliseconds, it's good to go. So if I play it through, you'll see that it's kicking in system. But I got turned off from church. And it's because of the way, okay. And if I put it over here, put the playhead over here, you won't see it kick in because it's already quiet. See? But move it here. Oh, all right. Couple things here. It's kicking in. Joe, you stop that, hit apply. Not bad. So now it's not all clipped off at the top. It's nice, good roll off there. And finally, I will do an EQ. I use a 10-band EQ, equalizer that is. And I have a preset yet again, because trial and error. I figured out what works best for my voice. These mics sound good, but I still try to fine tune it to make it sound better. Like what you guys are hearing right now over YouTube is not as good as I think it should be or could be. It's clean, but it's not going through an EQ right now. But what you hear on the podcast, it should sound great. So if I were to play this now, you may be able to hear a difference. So let me just play some of it here. Or I'm on the other side of the camera and people are shooting me with theirs. Because quite frankly, I can tell y'all. All right, so now this is off. Look here. If people don't want to pay me to shoot them with my camera, and this is on, rather pay me to shoot me with their camera, I'm fine with it. I'd rather do both, but I'm fine with one. And the objective that I had with that is when I listen to the audio that's coming in directly from the mic, it's picking up a lot of the mid-range that I don't need. So that's why if you look here at this 1K, it's pulled down quite a bit. So I hit apply, and that's done. And of course, that made my volume go down a little bit. Now I'm barely at -6. So I'll push this up a touch. Right about here. And then I'll scan amplitude statistics. Let's see if we're getting around -17 LUFS. Boom, we did. Look at that. So that audio is ready to go. And now I'll just hit save. Or Command S or Control S. It's going to think. And that's done. And then I'll pop right back into Premiere. And you'll see that it's updated on the timeline down here at the bottom. Boom, it's done. Play it back. Granted, that is a weird screen. Look how that's not right. And it's because I'm in the wrong tab. This is the HD tab. I should have put this in a UHD. But let's do this. We can fix this. Hold on. We could fix this. So I'll just grab everything here. Select all. Copy. Paste. Boom. We're now in the proper sequence. There. Now it's scaled properly. And my audio should still be clean. So that. And you can see he was trying to do it, but he just wasn't pulling it off. And I chalked that up to nerves. Yep. You know? We are good. We're good. And I'm looking over here at my meters, my view meters. Let me fix this screen. This other screen's bothering me. Sorry, y'all. There. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm over here looking at my view meters. VU meters. Play. Damn it. Play. So they were polite to him, and he finished out the day and whatnot, but he was told not to come back. And the same happens for for a couple of I don't know. Maybe I give it another 2 dB. Just another 2 dB. So I'm going to hit G on my keyboard, and it says audio gain, and it says adjust gain by 0. No, 2 dB. Hit OK. So they at the end of the day, they let us know how tomorrow's going to go, so on and so forth. Okay, that's a little better. A little bit better. Didn't want to push it up too much. All right, now the editing part of the video starts. At the beginning, it is always pre-show stuff, so I don't need any of that. Need to figure out where I started. So this is clapping. So let's zoom in on the timeline. That's clapping. What is happening? Okay, that's the start right there. So grab it all, trim it. Why is my timeline such a shit show? Delete this track. Delete this track. There. All right, and we'll trim it all the way back to there, like that. But I got all of this stuff at the beginning, as I have this little graphic that plays at the beginning. So let's make this fit to the screen, like that. And it should have the intro music playing. Yep, good to go. So now, grab said audio and video, and let's bring it right over here. Move this down. You know, and if I hadn't done this whole like select all thing, you can just use the keyboard shortcut of A, where it grabs everything to the right side of the cursor. But I need to lock these bottom rows because I don't need them moving. So I just grab that and it'll pull it all over where I want. And I think right about here works. So let's zoom in. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to adjust the audio for the intro music too. So let's play back. What is happening, everybody? Yeah, that worked out pretty good transition wise. So let's I want to extend this music just a touch, something like that, and then I'm gonna make this fade a little bit slower. So let's listen, see how this sounds. What is? Hey, Chicken Head, thank you. I really do appreciate you being here, man. Got to get going. Thank you for the show. Hope you and the fam have a great rest of your week. Thank you. That means a lot, my man. Really do appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for telling other folks. All right. So now let's go ahead and listen again to make sure this intro music is good to go. It's going to fade out, but I want it to fade out somewhat slow. Everybody, this is Aunt Pruitt, and this is the Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit podcast. Hope y'all are doing well. I am unbelievable. Yeah, that's good there. So now let's work on these graphics because these should fit to this timeline as well. So let's say, set the frame size. Well, it's a little too big. Gosh. So I'll just scale it up. Let's make it scale over here, 75. That's good. And then I'll move it. Depends on the mood. Sometimes I stick it right here, sort of like center of the frame right below the mic head, like that. And then I need to make sure that it's set to the proper duration. And for whatever reason, it's never set to the proper duration. That says a 20-second duration. It's wrong. Make it about 6 seconds. Because watch what happens now. Let's play it back. Hope y'all are doing well. Opens up. Unbelievable as little finger always. Comes in. Boom. 6 seconds may be a little too short. So let's make it 8 seconds. There we go. One more time. Hope y'all are doing well. I am unbelievable as always. Nope. I was going the wrong way. It should make it 5 seconds. There we go. Hope y'all are doing well. I am unbelievable as always.
There we go. That timed it out perfectly. And then this little male graphic pops up.
Sit down and get on the mics and do our thing here in this podcast.
Let me move that to the other side this week. So click on that, hit the motion option, and just drag it. What the heck is that mask? I don't remember that mask being there. I don't remember that. Hold up. I must have clicked on something wrong up here. Let's see. Graphics. Here. That's here. Vector motion. Okay, now so let's say position, X position. Oh, why is it going into a mask? Where is this mask coming from? I'm saying mask because it's cutting it off and hiding it. And I don't remember putting the mask in there. Lord have mercy. Live dadgum demos. If you got any questions, again, say them there in the chat. I'm listening. It doesn't have to be about video editing. It could be photo. It could be video. What have you. I'm here. This is my office hours, and I'm just trying to knock this out for you folks. If anybody's watching while I work on this. But if nobody's going to ask questions, I will let y'all go. So I'll stay in here a few more minutes. Let's figure out why this thing is acting weird. There we go. All right, so what it is this graphic is built in a couple different layers. That's why there's a mask. So let's move it over right about here. That should work. So let's play it back.
The typical time we sit down and get on the mics and do our thing here in this podcast space.
Good to go. And then I like to copy it with Command C. And I want to put that again down here near the end of the show somewhere. So just move my cursor and paste. So those graphics are down here near the end of the show.
Sweet. Thank you again for all the support. Again, schedule might be a little wonky. Activate it on whatever podcast app you use.
Okay, that works there. Good to go. And there's one more thing I like to do, specifically because it's YouTube. When I get near the end, I like to change the perspective and scale. And you'll see the option to sign up for the newsletter that I send out at least once a week, sometimes more. Folks, please be safe out there. Please be well. All right, so I'll start right about here. So I'm going to make some keyframes on the position and the scale over here in the upper left, I should say. Keyframe there. Go ahead a few frames.
Be well and do something.
All right, and now I'm going to change the scale. So bring it down right about here. I can go up a little bigger. Yeah, 35 is good. And then the Y is going to go up here like that. And that's how the video is going to close. And then I'll take a little closer look at these keyframes. Like this first keyframe is when it starts at its full size. The second keyframe is where the position and scale is now. And I'm just going to change the behavior, because if I play it back, actually I'll just show you this way. I'll just play it back, let you see what it looks like. Watch how it moves. So I'm going to hit play.
Folks, please be safe out there. Please be well and do something nice.
Okay, and that's just a linear, scaling and reframing, which looks horrible. Should always use some type of easing, and I'm going to do ease in on that. So now let's play it back and look at the difference.
All right, folks, please be safe out there. Please be well and do well.
See, it sort of glides. So that's easing in, but this time we're going to tell the beginning keyframes to ease out. Okay, because we don't want it to be linear. So watch it again.
Right, folks, please be safe out there. Please be well and do something nice.
There we go. And if I want, I could really play around with the behavior of that curve, speed curve. So I will do this right here. And Can highlight them. Let me zoom in a little bit because they're tiny. Make this screen a little bit bigger. Okay. And then we'll just drag these little handles like that. And then do the same over here. Whoops. Now where did that one go? I'm supposed to have my speed handles there too. Twirl it down. Oh, wait a minute. That is the right one. My bad. I need to do it for this one too. There we go. And just drag it. Something like that. Let's lift that up some. It just plays with how it will move over time. So now let's play it back. Okay, close that. Close that. Oh, it's not at full screen. Oh, it's because I moved my frame. There we go. Now I feel better. And then make this say fit the screen. There we go. Let me double check my keyframes now. Did I just screw up my keyframes? I probably did. I did. So let's do them again. Damn it, Ant. So let's just reset like that.
Please be well and
okay. Keyframe there. Boom, boom.
Do well. Do something.
Play ahead
nice
a couple frames
for yourself.
And take that down to about 35. Take that up to about there. Move to my keyframes. Highlight them. Ease out. Ease in. Play with the curve. Like so. Play with the curve. Like so. All right, now let's play it back.
Later, just go to antpruitt.com/blog. All right, folks, please be safe out there. Please be well and do something nice for yourself.
See, isn't that nicer? And it's just a much nicer motion. But I do that because at the end of YouTube, you can do little end cards and end caps, if you will. So I set mine up to have the video pop up to that position, and then I'll get a subscribe button to show up here, and they're interactive in YouTube, and then I'll have a video that's here, and I'll have a video that's here on the right, and they're interactive, and it's just another way to help boost the signals of some of the other shit you're working on. So that's part of my edited flow. But now I still have some other stuff to do, but since nobody's asking any questions, I'm going to get up out of here and just focus on getting this done, and then go say hey to Queen Pruitt, because it sounds like she just got here too. All right, but that was this week's office hours. I know it's a different time, so not a lot of participation because I surprised everybody. That's my bad. But fortunately, this is YouTube, and you can rerun it and watch this, and hopefully you get something out of it. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a buzz. Just shoot an email over here to podcast@antpruitt.com, or hit me on the social medias. Thank you all for being here and hitting subscribe and like and being a part of Patreon. The Patreon community is patreon.com/AntPruitt. Thank you for hitting super chats inside of YouTube. Thank you for hitting super thank yous and all of that stuff. I really do appreciate that. And until next time, y'all be safe, create, dominate, do something good for yourself, and do something nice for someone else. All right. I'll see y'all later.